What's happening? We back. We are back. This is the Evergreen pod. And we about to get it going. How y'all feeling, fellas? Doug, you good?
I feel like Superman with the new Evergreen.
Hey, with the new merch.
Man.
Shout out to Glory Will.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Will. I don't know which one he won't be today.
You know, man, we good, man. Shout out to Nola Stitch, man. Hooking us up, man. We got y'all, man.
So the merch,
appreciate it.
Maybe y'all better get y'all hands on it. You know, sometime soon we'll make it available. Will, you good though? You good?
Man, I'm great, man. Let's go.
Man.
Hey,
Let's
matter of
go
fact, Lambo today.
Lambo, let's go. All right, Lambo.
You know what? I
Lambo
thought
today.
he was getting off Glory vibes.
Right.
We're gonna be Lambo today.
We're gonna Lambo today. We're gonna go to Lambo. Dante, what's up, bro?
Good, baby. How you?
Good. Man, cool. I'm cooling, man. I'm ready to go for it, man. We got some things to talk about, man. This is episode 30. That's crazy, bro.
It is.
That's crazy. Give me a little bit more on the mic. That's crazy, man. That we 30 episodes in, bro. It shows what you can just have an idea, get something started, and just go for it and just be consistent, man. Before you know it, 30 episodes, bro. Season 1. Episode 30.
Season 1, episode 30.
You know what I'm saying? And it's been a good season, bro. We done had some highlights, man, and we done got some nice little TikTok spins and all that good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Some little arguments and all that, but it's good.
Yeah, all right.
We done had people stealing our stuff.
Stealing.
Our stuff, you know what I'm saying?
It's all good.
Hey, that means it's good. Don't nobody steal nothing that ain't good, right?
Yep. It has been proven that they been sold it.
It's been proven.
all
Yep. It's all good. So we here, man. We got a lot to talk about, man, for this episode 30, man. So what's going on with college basketball, bro? I'm just jumping right in, bro, because you know it's about to be in a few days. It's gonna be March. Right now when we're recording this, a few days gonna be March Madness. But you know it's not too much energy. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. You couldn't tell me who the.
Not everywhere.
I don't even know who number one right now. Who's number one right now in college basketball? I don't even know.
No idea.
I just know.
I have no
That's the great
idea.
thing about this podcast. I have no idea.
I know South Carolina, the girls.
Hey, we never talked about that coach neither, but I will talk about that later too. The coach,
Coach Haley?
Pink Pants.
No.
Oh.
At Texas A&M.
Pink
I thought we
Pants.
did.
Yeah.
No, we didn't. We didn't. Hey,
Must
man.
not been on the mic.
Yeah, hey man, but who number one in the board? All I know is
Is it Gonzaga or
Kentucky number 6 because they playing LSU.
Right.
That's the only reason I know that.
That's all right.
I have no-
You better look it up, man. You better look it up, man, because I have no idea. But it looks like the madness ain't gonna be on the court during the games.
It's not.
It's like March, it's February madness, Black History Month madness. I don't know what we're gonna call it. That's already happened, man.
Try Jesus.
Don't try me.
Because I throw hands.
Shout out. Shout out Toby.
Hey, shout out to Toby, man. Hey, so Jawan, man.
Yeah, man. And it is Gonzaga number 1, man. Arizona number 2, Auburn number 3, Purdue number 4, Kansas 5, man.
Give me the top 10. Give me the top 10. Just so.
Kentucky at 6, Duke at 7, Villanova at 8, Texas Tech at 9, and the Baylor Bears, the reigning champs, at number 10 around
Okay.
there.
Oh, they are the reigning champs, huh?
Yeah, they the reigning
Ain't
champs.
that crazy? I didn't
Usual
know that either.
suspects.
Usual suspects.
Yeah, Jawan, man. Nah. Let me. Can I start off? Let me turn the music down. Can I start off? Like I had to speak from a place of. From all sides, because we all love Jawan. I love Jawan, but I've been loving Jawan since Fab 5 days.
Yep.
You know, Michigan, I love Jawan all the way through the NBA career and everything, man. Always been
Black
cool.
shoes, man.
Yeah, but I just always had love for Jawan, man. Loved his game. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't like over the top with it, but his game was solid. Always a good dude. Always spoke good. Even when you hear about his family.
Yeah,
He's
never
a
took
good
off
dude.
the black socks, man.
Yeah, bro.
Apparently never.
So all that aside, is a consensus that we all got love for Jawan.
Yep.
All right, but that being said, so I don't know what game it was. Dante, you have details on it?
It was the last game. Game they just played on Sunday.
Who was they playing? They were
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Badgers. Found a lot. Just going through Twitter comments and stuff like that. You know, people have been saying, man, the way Wisconsin play basketball, I've been wanting to do that for years.
Well, y'all know Wisconsin was the only team that I always saw that had like a all white starting 5.
Yeah.
And the other dude was light skinned. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't.
Yeah, because I mean, they literally play the way that their mascot is named. They badger the hell out of
Right,
you.
right,
Like they just stay in your jersey and they just play good old team defense.
I remember
zone
Kaminsky.
and Frank Kaminsky and them cats like that.
Running the clock down.
You run the clock down, hold the possession.
Shorten the game.
Shorten the game. Right. Game gonna end in like 59 to 63 and they just gonna be happy. They gonna take the dub and go home.
Right, that's it.
And so in the handshake line,
But what preluded to that?
The precursor to that was
let's say Juwan is the head coach.
Michigan was
great
being
head
blown
coach
out.
too.
Yeah, right.
Great head coach.
Right.
Yes. Juwan is the head coach of the Michigan Wolverines. They were getting blown out. They were just when this year has not been as up as last year as it was last year.
Right.
They were getting blown out pretty bad. And so in the second half, Juwan was still pressing.
He has the right to do. He has the right to do.
Exactly. So, Juwan was still pressing, and Wisconsin was still playing offense. So they were breaking the press and scoring.
Yep.
Which got to be the most aggravating thing in the world,
bro. Look,
because the press is supposed to be your killer.
Ain't nothing worse than you go man to man full court press, and they still just dropping them on you.
Bombs.
Or you go diamond in one or 2-2-1, and they just finding gaps. They got men running, and they throwing alleys and everything.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing worse. Ain't nothing worse. That's the equivalent of you trying to playing football and you trying to stop the run game. And you just can't.
You just can't do it.
Loading the box ain't stop the run.
They just running over you.
The Alabama O-line.
So after the game in the handshake line, which I don't know why we still do on any level really,
Right.
But anyway, that's another conversation.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Juwan goes through the handshake line. The coaches usually go first or last, depending on what level you're on. In college, they usually shake hands first as they going across.
Right.
They exchange some words. Nobody. I don't think anybody reported what was said or anything like that.
I heard somebody say something about the coach trying to tell them this is how you play basketball or something.
Yeah.
This. In other words, you probably shouldn't do that. The game is if that late and the game is over.
You shouldn't press.
You shouldn't be pressing because let's just run the game out.
Yeah, because we run the game. So what happened was, Juwan still pressing.
Yep.
Wisconsin has their walk-ons in the game, and they're about to get trapped behind half court.
Right.
The coach calls times out. So you get a new 10 seconds.
That's true.
College is the only area in basketball where you get a fresh 10 second when you call timeout.
See, and I need
So Juwan say he really didn't know the rule because he's so used to the NBA rules that he didn't know they was gonna get a new 10 second instead of the full second.
I can understand that.
So the coach is really trying to coach his walk-ons. But instead of he did the same thing he wanted Juwan to do. He should have just let it play it out too.
Right. I got you.
So that's what the altercation was about.
Okay.
Why you call timeout?
Don't save a walk on.
Yeah, why you call a timeout with 20 seconds left when y'all about to get caught behind half court?
Right.
So that's why Juwan didn't want to shake his hand in the beginning. Then the coach gonna stop him.
So he grabbed his arm.
Yeah. Don't put your hands on.
Right.
So that's what Juwan really was.
Cost me during Black History Month.
Happened.
I said that
That was Black History.
They said that he swung and he connected with an assistant coach.
Who was also
Yes. No.
formerly on the Michigan staff.
Yeah.
The plot thickens.
Yeah.
Okay.
The plot thickens.
Depending on who you believe, they said Juwan swung and missed his target, but he hit something.
I saw it. Y'all saw it.
He looked like
Y'all
he
saw
missed
it.
me.
It was a connect. Now, I don't know if it was a full punch.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a full I'm about to knock you out, but I know a hand connected to her face.
No, this is not
And the
Juwan's.
head did like this.
This is not Juwan's first time. As a matter of fact, last season when it was a lot more successful, he charged Mark Turgeon, who used to coach the University of Maryland. But his get back men last year were a little better, a little quicker to grab him than it was this week. So he has been suspended for the last 5 games of the regular season.
5 games, right?
But that's what I didn't understand. Michigan suspended him. not the NCAA,
Right.
or the conference.
Yeah, I
So
think
that's what kind of threw me
You
off.
think they probably did take swift action? Because
think
if
they
they
did.
did suspend
If they
them,
didn't-
if the NCAA would have came in and made the reparations a lot harder. So I think they just like, how like schools self-impose before
Right.
the NCAA gets involved.
Self-impose.
So I think that's the day. Let's
Sanctions.
go ahead and suspend them so the NCAA can like, okay, y'all take
Because they already not going to. I don't think they're going to the. I don't think they're making the 64. So
They ain't gonna. What about NIT?
I doubt it. Not
Dang.
I mean, NITV searching for people.
So they that bad.
Yeah.
They not good at all.
This a rebuilding year for Jawan.
Well, see, I think because of COVID, I think the NIT skipped last year, so it's
Yeah,
gonna
because
be.
I don't remember. Seeing
It's
it.
gonna be hard to even probably find teams just to do it, unless they got some more money that they gonna, because that money go from tournament to year. So if you ain't
Right.
made no money last year, you ain't got no money this year.
Right, true.
Oh, man, they in trouble.
So they might
in trouble.
the whole tournament might be in trouble.
Nah, they probably got that PPP.
Yeah, they probably
got that
they probably turned up.
Yeah, they got
PPP.
that.
Probably turned up.
They got it.
Yeah, they got
Probably
it.
turned up.
If
And,
them schools was getting it,
you're right.
the tournament got it.
Oh, they got it. Yeah, they got
Yeah,
it.
that's true too. That's true too. So yeah, that's a
So 5 game suspension.
5-game suspension.
So I got a question for y'all. Do you think if it was earlier in the season, it would have been a whole season suspension?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely
think
not.
so.
No.
What do you think was?
Especially as good a season they had last year. If it was early in the season, no.
What do
No
you
way.
think? What do you think from a? So I'm gonna ask y'all from a different perspective because once again we love Jawan. We're also players, right? We're players and coaches, but we're players. We're more players. We play more ball than we've coached, or whatever, right? So we understand that. We know Fab Five, Miami Heat, all that Jawan out, right? But from an executive NCAA or a staff, maybe Michigan conference, whatever, how do you see it? Like with something like that, how do you see the punishment? You know what I'm saying? Because would you impose a harder one because of having to govern what's going on and make sure it doesn't happen again? Like how do you see it from that angle? I was asking that question because I was always seeing it from I like Jawan.
So I'm going from the Big Ten perspective.
It's just either one, in Big Ten, NCAA, whatever.
Like you're the executive.
Give me another Big Ten storyline from this year. Anybody? All right, now. Well, hey, I can't get mad.
Yeah.
He didn't put
Even in football.
He didn't put us.
Football neither.
Yeah.
He at least got
Put us
somebody
on the-
talking about us.
Oh man.
All press is good press.
Hey, yeah, at least
Oh,
nobody
man.
really got injured.
Right.
And at least he got somebody talking about us.
Right. That's a good one. That's a good thought.
Like if I'm the Big 12, Big 10 commissioner, I'm like,
Yeah,
that's fair. We'll take the 5 games.
And they
That's
probably
cool.
were. They probably were in cahoots with Michigan on that. I'm sure. In the conversation, they said, "Y'all go ahead and do it." So we ain't got to do it.
Because it's a team that's not making the tournament.
Right.
Anyway, so
Yeah, I just thought about it from that.
Give and take.
If I'm a player, because I know you asked about it from the player side
Okay,
too.
yeah.
If I'm a player and I'm on which team?
which team?
No. If I'm speaking from a favorable. I'm on this team. I'm on this side.
Okay, so I'm
Michigan
on
team.
Michigan. My coach just slapped the dude.
Yeah, but I'm not even saying if you were a player, it was his player. I'm just saying from us being pro Jawan.
I would take the life lesson in it.
Okay.
If I was the player, college, say whatever I am, I would take the life lesson in it, knowing how not from the perspective of hitting someone, but seeing how my actions affected somebody else to
Absolutely.
make them react to something.
Absolutely.
So my play made my coach get out of his character and do that. So I would take the life lesson in
I
that
got
to
you.
work harder.
I got you.
To make sure I wouldn't put
They
nobody
shouldn't put
else
him in that position.
they should have never put him in that position. As
Got
a
it.
player, you got to be able to control some things. So we put a lot of onus on coaches sometimes, but the players actually play.
Right.
And they was getting blown out.
And it can be aggravating when there's nothing that you can do. I can imagine being a coach that's an athlete. So I've been on that floor. I done had to do what I had to do.
Yeah.
And so now I know how to play ball.
Yeah.
You know, Juwan might be old. He ain't go out there
Yeah.
play with them young boys. But it's the fact that I know what to do, but I can't do nothing. Like my hands are tied. Like I
Yeah.
got to keep talking to y'all until y'all understand. Come on, y'all don't know. We
Yeah.
don't coach some
Yeah.
bitty ball
Yeah.
or something like that. I got to
hard.
keep talking to you. Yeah, man, it's aggravating, man.
It's hard.
What'd you say, Doug?
I mean, I guess I'm looking at both sides of it, like the human side. Like people got to realize too, we got to start putting coaches and all these people in high positions on a pedestal because at the
absolutely.
end of the day they have human instincts.
Hmm.
And so 4 of us in here, if somebody puts their hands on us and we say, "Hey, don't touch me," they continue to do it. Humanly, your instincts is going to react, and so you react the wrong way. Now the other side of it. like Dante said, this is Juwan's second incident. Okay, so
You might want to leave that man alone. Like I said, stop shaking
Well,
hands.
two things. People need to learn. Well, don't let them shake hands no more.
Don't shake hands anymore. But also now, from the executive side of it, we gotta have a sit down with Juwan. Like we gotta talk about it because, like Will said, the player side of it, like play better. But now your actions too, they may think that they can get out of hand too. We can do that.
Right.
You know, I know we want to bring it back up, but Coach O is an example because of how he was, you know, portraying himself off the field. So now if you portray yourself like that off the field, you're gonna lose that locker room.
Absolutely.
And so now if they see if they see Juwan, you know, charging the coach, then the second time he actually put his hands on the coach. Well, look, if somebody fouled me hard, I'm scrapping. I'm throwing hands.
Hey, speaking of scrapping, did y'all see the boop 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 that them players were throwing?
Yeah. Yo, them boys.
They're
about that action.
they're throwing licks. Yeah, they're throwing licks.
So he's got.
After we get past the serious stuff, me personally, knowing me in college, if I was a player, after we got past all of like the serious stuff, like what Will said, you know, Coach, you right. We need to go review some tape. Probably need to work a little hard on the practice court. And like Doug said, you know, we probably need to be some, you know, better human. Oh, I'm clowning.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm sending him a text.
it is funny.
I'm sending him a text message of the Dave Chappelle enactment of Rick James with 5 fingers straight to the face. I'm straight clowning after that.
I got two schools of thoughts from an executive point. Like if I'm running an organization,
Right.
Like you said, I got to sit down and talk to Juwan because like this is not his first time, and it's not acceptable, guys. Like it's not okay. It's not okay.
You can't, bro.
You just can't. I don't care. You can't do it. I love you, Juwan, but you can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. So it was something. Somebody was asking what David Stern would have done, and they said rest in peace. But what happened to Malice of the Palace though? You never really saw anything like that again because of how harsh the punishments were. Yeah. And, you know, I feel tomato, whatever, but how harsh the punishments were, that it sent a precedent to what to do and what not to do. So I got a couple things. One, stop shaking hands because I don't want to shake. Y'all remember shaking hands, team, when y'all lost?
Yes.
Boy, I ain't like that.
Except, bro, I don't understand how they so-called shaking hands during COVID.
Bro, that's another question. Right. Why are you still doing this?
I wasn't even talking about COVID. I'm just talking about in general.
Yeah.
Even more.
I know a couple dudes walked that line I could have socked.
Right.
Yeah.
Like real quick for just talking noise to me the whole game.
Right.
Even if we beat them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Still get it.
I'm gonna let this boy know in this line, right?
Right.
But also here we go. Now let's talk about it. What his name was? He used to coach Indiana all them years. White guy. Was
Bobby Knight.
Oh, my
Okay. Bobby Knight was always. I don't know if you ever punched nobody, but Bobby Knight was always on some confrontation stuff, throwing chairs, always kinds of. Bobby Knight, old boy from Temple. What's his name? Cheney.
Cheney.
And there's a bunch of them.
Great coach.
John Cheney was about to kill John Calipari.
So what I'm trying to say now, those different times.
That was the A10.
Different times. You know what I'm
He
saying?
ran up on him in the press
John
conference.
Thompson. Yes, after the game.
Yeah.
In
John
the press
Thompson.
conference. And John Calipari was about to duck behind that desk.
What?
Yeah, so
John Thompson about to life too, wasn't he?
Hey, man.
Yeah.
John Thompson stuffed.
bro.
You know who about it? Like Paul Silas.
Paul Silas, yeah,
Paul
he was, yeah.
I know we talked about
Yeah, they're about to life.
somebody who we was talking about before this podcast. He stuffed them in the locker
Oh,
as a grown man in the NBA.
No names, man. No names.
Okay,
No names.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah, no names.
And that's when Paul was like 60.
Right. Well, you know, if you got it, then you got it.
Yeah. You always about that action, boss.
Hey, right,
So I don't know. Maybe like you said, Dante. Maybe it's a good thing. It's a little fiery. It's the biggest highlight we done heard this year from college basketball.
And again, like
I wish they was in the tournament.
You got to
wish
think
they was in the tournament.
Right.
I just watched.
Can you imagine the shirts?
Yeah,
Can you imagine the shirts that we made?
Absolutely.
with the coming down. Yeah. All right, but you also got to think too from the executive. Some of these executives, like at these schools, really don't like each other.
Yeah.
No, this is true.
Like for real, don't like each other.
It's competition. Real competition.
Yeah,
Right.
they real rivals.
And so they'll pull. Hey, like you said, man, we can't do that.
But we can't.
But
do
I
that, bro.
enjoyed every second of it.
But I'm glad you stopped.
right now.
I've been wanting
You got it
to.
on the big screen.
Just watch it on replay.
Yeah, so it's interesting, man. It's February madness. Hey, they got more madness. Y'all saw Bobby Hurley got kicked out.
Man, for
Bobby Hurley got kicked out. I guess he got a tech. Now I'm trying to figure out.
I ain't
Did he do it right
that.
after he got the tech?
after he got the tech, he started pumping the crowd up, trying to get them to make noise.
That's why he was being an a-hole. Okay, all right, I got it.
But that don't got nothing to
do
do with the referee.
I get it. It's like you gave me a tech.
All right. I'm gonna show you.
Right. So he started pumping the crowd up, and they gave him a second tech.
Booed him about the game.
That's getting out of hand.
That's getting out of hand. You're a little touchy, man. That's that new everybody get a trophy.
Oh, I hate this.
That's that new everybody get a trophy.
I hate
The
it.
fifth place, sixth place get a trophy.
Right.
For what? Go home empty-handed.
Right.
For real. Just go home empty-handed. Cry.
You gotta earn it.
Cry and figure it out. Work with your emotions as a young man.
Come back. Oh, they don't want to do that. Never mind. We gonna get off.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation, man. That's for season 2. That's for season two, man. So we'll see, man. This is at least they got a little energy going into March Madness. Some people are upset. So
Shout out to Michigan, man.
We'll see. Shout out to Michigan. Shout out to Coach Jawan Howard, man. I'm about to say keep swinging for the fence, but I know when I can't say that, so don't worry about it. Just,
Hey, Jawan,
just keep being a good man.
you need
Cool out, man.
go see if you need to see anger management or whatever you need to see. You need to go see it right now.
Ain't nothing wrong with your wine, man.
No, I think
he ain't got no
he
anger. He don't need no anger management.
competitive, bro.
Just cool out.
Yeah,
Just competitive, Doug.
Listen,
All right, hold on, Doug. Let me ask Doug now. I know Doug coaching, Doug. Come on, think about coaching.
I don't coach.
That's what I'm saying, but think about if you were coaching.
All right.
Yeah, the energy be up there.
Yeah, but I refuse to get into coaching for that reason.
exactly what I'm saying. Right. Oh man.
I think you be walking around here with the bat right now.
Right.
Oh, maybe I need anger management.
Miss another tackle.
ain't nothing wrong with you.
Miss another tackle.
What we talking about before? That's the labels, man. Don't let the people label you, man.
I don't need it.
Yeah, you don't need it. You good? You supposed to tackle somebody,
passion,
man.
man. That's
I had a
passion,
great
man.
conversation today with somebody.
That's passion,
Hey,
man.
man, you were
That's
born to tackle.
That's passion, man.
But the bat though.
That's passion.
Yeah.
Oh, you weren't gonna use it though. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that though. You would. No. I believe you'll use a bat on somebody.
That's all.
But it had to be for a reason. Like somebody could come in with some foolishness.
Oh, absolutely.
And we're swinging for the fences.
Like
You know what I'm
Jawan.
saying? Like Jawan. That's hilarious, man. Moving on, man. We're still in college, man. Moving on, man. So there's some things, man. We had a pretty tight college football season. There's a lot going on this year because of NIL and all that great stuff going on. Coaches moving, and there's a whole lot of stuff we've talked about previously in the season. So now you get to the end of your college career, and the next place you're supposed to go to if you're trying to go next level is where? Combine.
Yep.
You brought it up, Doug. Doug brought it up. Everybody looking at you, Doug.
So the combine, and I was wondering, we were texting the other day.
He looking around.
Like, yeah. So what do you have to say? What do you have to say about the
No, but like,
combine?
I'm good. I'm always good at like making sure that everybody, because if you notice, I know how to like, okay, boom. That's all.
You finesse the situation.
I know you got media training, man.
I do got a little media training.
He just said he got some media training, but I need some.
That Diddy mean, bro.
So
Diddy mean.
I was wondering. We were texting. I was wondering why I wasn't hearing nothing.
Right.
Combine usually be like the energy right now, like right. Everybody talking about it, who run the 4, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't hearing nothing.
Right. And I think a couple things with the ESPN article, they were talking about how the bubble, that the agents were going to boycott the combine because.
Explain the bubble to me, because this is my first time hearing about the bubble too. When I saw the article today.
So just like the bubble at the when the NBA had the playoffs,
right?
Like you're secluded to a certain area, and so outside people can't come in. So at the combine, if you know anything about that, is that all their trainers, their nutritionists, they come to the hotel. They stretch you. You work on your running technique before the combine. They make sure you're eating properly, make sure you rest properly. But those people were not allowed to come into the quote-unquote bubble. And so when that happened, the NFL agents was like, look, if our people can't come in, we're just going to boycott and not come.
Doesn't make sense.
Don't make sense. It don't make sense at all. You just had a Super Bowl. Like, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, right. That makes sense at all.
It makes no sense. So I think that has something to do with it. And then the other aspect is this. And so y'all need to go back and look at our other YouTube videos. Because Dante in the past brought up a good point. Should they get rid of the combine? And I don't know much about media, but a little bit about it. If they're not really pushing this, it's something going on behind the scenes about this. Now, in the second part, I know Dante mentioned earlier in our text message group, there's really no elite quarterbacks that they can really, harp on and say, okay, this guy is the next franchise quarterback. So that has a lot to do with it. I mean, I haven't seen any commercial on ESPN. Like I'm seeing highlights of past players of combine on Instagram, but it's like it's no commercial. It's not like in the past, bro. You had commercials. You had like
they made a big deal.
Mel
Kiper Jr.
I haven't seen Mel Kiper, Todd McShay.
I saw Todd McShay mock draft top 10 today, top 20 with the first round, and that's why I was wondering.
Was it on ESPN?
They talked about it on ESPN. I watched a lot of ESPN today. They talked about it, but I had to go look it up.
Right.
Oh, man.
And I'm gonna tell you, I'm
Easy
too
come across the bottom line.
I'm
Ty
too
about to end up on the Evergreen.
That's what I'm saying.
bro. Like I was. It's funny, man.
He about to
Hey,
end up on the Evergreen.
I'm going.
I had to go down to number.
Come on.
I didn't even see an offensive player. I ain't see no running backs
Right.
on the mock draft number one, and I ain't see no offensive player till like some wide receiver from USC, and it was like, and I know it's a mock draft.
And he got hurt midway through the season.
Yeah, I'm about to say I hear everybody talking about him, but I ain't never even seen him play.
I hadn't heard. I didn't
Wide
see
receiver from USC.
I'm telling you, I didn't see any. It was O linemen and defensive tackles for the
Right.
first 10 picks.
Everybody gonna be filling out their roster this year.
You know what I'm saying?
Trading
And so,
back. Everybody be trading back.
you know, there's nothing.
The combine is overrated.
Bingo.
Right. It's overrated. So the combine really, the story behind it is where a lot of coaches, GMs, executives,
Front office.
front office get to go to Indianapolis away from everybody else and cut loose.
Yep.
And have a good time.
Yep.
Now, do you think mentally you can sit in a stadium for that long and evaluate that many players? You're not.
No.
Okay.
Combine is how long?
Hours.
Days, man.
Days.
That's days.
Like,
Seven- 6 or 7 days?
6, 7 days.
Yeah.
So they want them to stay in the bubble for 6, 7 days. No.
About 10 hours. About 10 hours a day.
But even before the bubble, like it's ridiculous. Like the medical checks, the interviews, the tests, the Wonderlic. And then you gotta go. It's too much, man. And like, yes, I have some guys benefit off running fast 40s, absolutely. But why you can't go to pro day and do that? What's the difference between me going to your pro day and watch you run a 40 than a combine? So it's become a spectacle, really.
And then you at least know the coaches that show up to your pro day. At least if you're not interested in me, you at least interested in somebody here.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? You go to the combine, general combine, everybody just there, everybody acting like they writing down stuff.
They
Everybody hung over and like for
That's
real,
true.
like they all sitting there. No, except probably like Bill Belichick, like he probably really paying attention to everything.
But Bill been paying attention since last year.
I think pro days is more intimate in a sense, far as like you coming for a specific reason. But and again, like the combine, the reason they ask those stupid questions like that, them dudes are really delusional.
Yeah.
Because like when you're doing something like that all day long and seeing hundreds and hundreds of prospects, you're gonna ask something stupid.
Right,
You're gonna ask a
right.
dumb question.
Right,
So
right.
for me, I think it's overrated. I think you really don't need it. If you do got a year or 2 years or 3 years of game tape, you should be able to evaluate, go down to this pro day and see what he's talking about.
So you mean to tell me that they were trying to? This is the stupidest stuff ever. They were trying to keep the trainers and the medical staff and all the people that helped them do good on the day. They were trying to not let them in. So it was going to be the player and the agent. Like
One person.
Yeah.
First of all, NFL, I know you got enough money to house everybody. If the NBA did a whole bubble for a whole playoff season,
That's true.
and all them players was in there, I know. What 300 some people at the combine?
Something like that.
300. They invite 300 people.
Yep.
Multiply that times a team of 5 or 6. You got about 1,800 people, right?
That's it.
Come on, man. I know y'all got enough money to house everybody, take care of everybody. What's going on?
The sad thing is these people don't need it. Them agents got real money.
Yeah.
That's who really run the NFL. The agents run the
bread.
NFL. Not the players, the agents.
Well, y'all can say what y'all want to say about it.
I just y'all ever took the Wonderlic? I know Doug took it. You ever took the
Never
Wonderlic
took
test?
it.
You
Never
took
took
the Wonderlic
I've
test?
read some of the questions on there. I've never
I read
taken
some
it.
of the
Take it.
questions.
Nah, like, I
take it online?
take it every year. I take it every year when it's combine time just to
Okay.
see what I could get.
Okay.
Bro, it's the easiest test ever.
I'm going to go take
It's
it.
the easy. You gotta try not to pass that test.
Ron, take that test.
You gotta try not to pass it, bro.
I don't know what I got.
Hey, them scouts know what you got.
Yeah, but they still don't. They don't supposed to
Quote
release
unquote hide it.
Yeah, but the
But
one.
some kind of way Vince Young's got out.
it. You got 12 minutes to take it.
Yeah,
Right.
It's time. The one online time too.
It is. How long you
Yeah.
got it online?
Like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I say. Again, hold my position from I think episode 3. Get rid of the draft. Get rid of the combine. let the players go on interviews, go and meet these teams and go on interviews, and they'll come to your pro day. You do your pro day at your school. You ain't got to go embarrass yourself in front of these people, man. If they go to Indianapolis and drink and chase women and all that anytime they want. You ain't got to have no combine. Just
go have a getaway. Go have a retreat.
The funniest thing.
Just call it executive meetings. Just go do that.
And when I was at the combine in 09, I remember James Laurinaitis, like a 3-time All-American.
Right.
I can remember, man, like he was just a great dude, like right. And so I think people, when you saw him, like, okay, I'm gonna do everything the right way, which he did. Man, I can remember. So you had to, you stay up all night, but you had to wake up like early in the morning, right? Early in the morning. So they made us. We had to run the 40s first. All right, and then we had to do individual drills where they just kill you, right? After individual drills, your legs are shot. So now you got to do broad jump, you got to do pro agility.
That don't even make sense.
Then they had something, the 60-yard shuttle run.
That don't even make sense.
It was so funny. I remember it was like yesterday.
L drill.
They had the bench, L drill too, had the bench like sitting down. So I think he did the broad jump. He did the pro agility. So he went sat down. He still had like another drill left. He took his shoes off and put his slippers on and did just like this. I'm out and walked out the stadium. He said this is too much. He walked out the stadium.
And that's why I'm so prone to believe what they said about Dion all them years ago.
Oh yeah.
He ran that 40, dipped, hopped in the limbo and dipped.
And the combine hasn't been the same since Dion left NFL Network.
Right.
Wow.
Like,
that's true.
The ratings and everything has dropped.
This is true.
It is not. It has not been the same.
Should have paid him.
Should have paid him.
Pay that man.
So,
but the NFL combine makes you question if you want to do it.
what,
If you want to play ball. Oh, that might have been one of the reasons why they do all that then.
It does. It really does. Like this ain't worth it. Like you feel like it's not. Like you have medical doctors. Like if you had a sprained shoulder at practice from your freshman year, but it was okay. They have all of because the schools have to legally give that to them.
Yep.
Right.
And so as a player, you don't know this. Right? And so I hope they know it now. Like every time you go in that cold tub,
It's like a transcript,
every time you go in there to get some ice, best believe it's documented.
Yep.
So just be mindful of what you're really doing.
Right.
But I mean, you'll be on a table.
That's good info, Doug.
And you have a doctor, literally, you have a doctor pulling this arm, you have a doctor pulling this leg at the same time, like jerking your leg. Or you have another doctor. It's like you almost like what the dude like? What's that Marvel action figure, the Stretch Man?
Yeah, right.
Like you stretched out, man.
Right.
That's like it's tough, man. It's like, man, this ain't right. Like I remember I had an MRI on my shoulder, and if you know anything about MRI machines, it's very tight and it's small, right? And so I went in there, and I guess I got claustrophobic. It was like I was in there for 10 minutes, and I never panicked before. I never had a panic attack, and I panicked, and I started beating on the machine, boom, 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 hitting it hard, like went crazy, like nuts. I said, "Get me out!"
I ain't done that before.
And I don't think they finished the MRI, but like it's bad, man. Like it's one of those things. You heard Kendall talk about it. It's overrated. I think
I'm out.
yeah, I'm out, man. He might have made a decision then, like, man, look, this is, man, it is, man. It's like, it's too much, man. And it's a spectacle, and I think it's not really for the, yes, people have got, I can't say people haven't got drafted to the combine.
Some people won with it.
Yeah, they
won with it.
Trust me, but they could have did that at their pro day.
What you gonna go do out there that ain't on tape?
Well,
Thank you.
Well, that's one thing. That's one thing, and two, I think years past, I saw people doing stuff at their own pro days, and a lot of times they tried to make it like it was unofficial,
right?
Like an unofficial time, because it wasn't clocked by them at the combine. Yeah, but you're unofficial, so it's like as soon as you hear that, it's like, oh, it ain't real, or somebody rigging your time or something like that.
That's the thing about the 40 though. You are never running it again.
Period.
For nothing. You're not running like after the combine. If you run with you,
it depends on if you can do another trial. I had to run it again.
What you ran, Doug?
What you talking about, pro day? When you running a 40 in the game?
You saying pro day?
No, when I was released by San Diego, I had trials. And, but a lot of teams don't make you do it. I think Tampa Bay made you do it.
Oh, you're doing a trial?
When I went to Tampa Bay and I ran a 40.
But when you're doing it in the game, unless it's on kickoff. You're never doing it in the game unless it's on kickoff.
And you're not running a straight line.
You're not running a straight line.
That is true.
Unless you're just a receiver run the go.
The only way the combine gonna change is if the top 3 quarterbacks opt out the combine.
Right.
And then they're gonna stop. And
they got to be good quarterbacks.
They got to be really franchise changers.
Okay.
Like if the top 3,
Burrow and and Justin Herbert and
If all of them didn't go, they say we ain't going to the combine.
Right.
That's the end of it. Until then,
Yeah, I think it's soon and very soon. I think this is a slow death. Mm-hmm. I think it's a slow death of something that's traditional. Mm-hmm. You know, those traditional things have been going on for so long. They take a long time to die. It's just them old ones that just don't want to die, right? I think it's a slow death because this year, something like this can really be like, I don't need this. Like what we're talking about. I really don't need this to do. And I also believe, I've seen this happen over the years. You know, we all internet babies. We remember when internet cell phones come in. So now everybody got one in their hands. We don't even go to the library no more because you ain't got to. You can find it on your phone. And I saw the internet change the music industry. I saw it change in front of my eyes. I watched a favorite CD store that I used to go to on every Friday to get CDs. Yeah. I watched that mug just kind of disintegrate. And he's shutting it down because it wasn't about nobody buying, because the internet did it, and even buying music.
Blockbuster.
I watched Blockbuster. I watched Netflix. I saw y'all remember the transition from Netflix from the sending it in the mail to you to now it's like stream online. Like we don't even go to the movies no more.
Nope.
You don't even have to go to the movies like HBO Max, whatever. Like right.
That's true.
I watched the internet is still doing
and some
it.
unanimous undisclosed websites.
Market, right. I used to watch the movies on freemovies.com.
What?
Fire Stick, hey,
Lord.
and then, but then you see it affect all industries. You see it affect how elections go now. Right. You know what I'm saying? The advertisers are different now because you got all the social media and all the different stuff. And so now this is another thing that I think it's an old school thing that has a lot of money. So it can just keep doing it for traditional sake, and it would never hurt them. But at the end of the day, popular-wise, it's no longer needed because there's too many cameras. Yep. I go outside. Everybody is a cameraman.
Yep. And you just follow whoever your favorite football player is. He or she probably got 20 highlights of themselves on their Twitter.
Man, the huddles.
It's that subtle switch you talking about. That subtle switch you talking about is why we haven't seen any of the advertising for it. Is because all of these agencies who have these NFL players now signed, they actually have college players. They got them in high school. That's the ones who signing these kids to the NIL. It's the agencies. It's the CAAs and all of them. That's the ones who getting the big deals done. So they already got the next crop of quarterbacks already signed to them.
Right.
So they ain't got to put no money out to the cats who coming out this year. Because we investing everything into the kids who going from high school to college. Now we don't have to do it the other way from college to NFL. The NIL changed it.
Yep. It changed the game.
It was real subtle.
Shift the ground right under their feet.
And that's why I think it's a slow death, bro.
And it's proven. Like I think the reason it can go away because COVID year, they have no combine. And look, Jamar Chase them didn't do no combine. Like
he didn't even play the season.
Didn't even play the season. Like, did I really need to see Jamar Chase run a 40 to know this dude can play football?
No.
Nope. Did I really see Joe Burrow throw a ball? And I know you didn't. So I think
So that combine is now their high school combine.
Yeah.
It's their all-star game, that 7-on-7, who they tried to discredit, that 7-on-7, thinking he was doing something slick, putting it on the highlights.
Right.
Y'all was really promoting 7-on-7. Y'all, it's the opposite of what y'all thought.
It is.
It helped them.
The 7-on-7 is also really similar. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but it's real similar to when they running the routes and stuff that they do at the combine. Right. I mean, it may not be 7-on-7, but it's only just a couple of people and you running routes.
It's better because it's actually competition. Yeah. It's competition. Somebody on the other side. The wide receivers ain't just running against air.
Right.
So.
Honestly, I watched the combine for NBA, and that told me a lot more about people because like they were actually playing like 5-on-5 ball.
Yeah, they were hooping, and these boys they really competing to try to get.
Yeah, they trying
to
get
G League
on
team.
The G League. They trying to get on the.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Trying to raise draft stock and trying to get on like a catch a spot on the G League.
Somebody radar, man.
Right.
Yep, I get it.
So like that one, like the NBA combine makes a lot more sense than.
And then some of the stuff, and some of the stuff they were doing at the NBA combine, some of the stuff they were doing at the NFL combine, and the NBA combine, I was like why in the NFL combine you got to see how high somebody can jump? Like I understand it. But it's like, what are we talking about?
I don't know.
He gonna use that on what, for field goals?
I don't know. Explosion, I guess.
It doesn't. It really doesn't translate because usually when an NFL player is jumping, they're either jumping from a back pedal or jumping from a run.
That's what I'm saying.
So a strict vertical jump, like you're never gonna do it. You're never gonna.
And a broad jump.
You're never never broad jump. I've never seen anyone broad jump. Only time I've seen like if you're. You know what actually tests the jump better? When they doing them the post, like they kind of they do it in between like bowl season and it's like the players that didn't make the big bowls, stuff like that, the real good ones, when they go in like Dallas Cowboy Stadium and they do like the games when they got to like run through a brick wall or something like that, a fake brick wall,
right?
Like the dive that they do, like that tells me more about
the sports science.
Yeah, like that tells me more about. Okay, you can jump from the 6-yard line and make it to the end zone. That tells me more about what you can do. Yeah, like sticking the ball, landing on the mat and stuff like that. That tells me more about what you can do than the actual combine.
So I gotta,
like that don't even make no sense. Like test stuff that makes sense for the game that you're going to play. If you're going to do all this, then test stuff that you're going to actually do.
You don't play football on 2 feet anyway.
No.
Think about it. Like you're not on everything is off 1 foot. You cut and you plant. So I think that's a lot of times even when training now. They're like, back squats even necessary because you squat off of 2 feet. You're not playing on 2 feet.
Right,
ever. You know what I mean? Even when you tackle somebody, you at an angle and you explode off one leg, knocking somebody out there.
Right. You trying to push off a block or you trying to block somebody. Like,
so now you're making me think some of the sports science, and I used to like watching them.
Oh man, I love sports science.
So here's a question: does the combine need to be eliminated? Or would it be more interesting to watch if they did more sports science? Less rigorous.
Restructure it.
Less rigorous. Less, no one to lick, all that stuff. I mean, they can do it if they want to do that stupid stuff, but more of that type of thing to make, I don't want to use the word spectacle because it sounds so bad, but make something that you want to watch.
Man, because
I would watch it.
So put stuff like eventful. That'd be the better word.
And let them compete against each other or whatever too.
What?
Man.
Put stuff like GPS track or vest on them when they run the 40.
But that's what's bad
and
about it.
Now you showing me with the how much velocity they build.
But they have that data because every big college has those GPS trackers for practice. So why they don't use that at the combine?
Man, reconstruct the combine, man. Reconstruct the combine 2023, man. Reconstruct the combine.
Just get rid of it.
Get rid of it, huh? Hey, you want to get rid of it and bring it back with a different name, bro?
Sure.
Do something else.
Do something else.
Rebrand. They hit us up. We'll do a rebrand for y'all.
It would be cool though if they didn't have no draft though.
Yeah, I think that'd be gangster.
Straight job interview situation.
I love it.
And then you get to pick what team you want to go to.
Yes.
We only got a certain amount of people.
Keep the salary cap.
Yeah. Hey, I only could sign 5 this year.
Right. So, keep the salary cap.
And now
you haven't.
That's what every other job in America do.
Can't do it, y'all. Can't do it because you're taking the power out of the owner's hands, man.
Yeah,
that would be.
No, you're not.
Well, no.
You're not because
you kind of do.
No, you're not. I'm telling you why you're not. Because now you have to run a good organization.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. But that's when you say that, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
The things that they want to do, that they have the power to do right now because of how things are structured.
Because what if
you take that out of their hands? From us, I understand.
Just go back to the Brian Flores situation. If a player come out being like, you know what, I don't like the track that y'all been hiring black executives in this.
It's gonna change. It's gonna change everything.
Oh, Jamal Chase, we'll hire a black man right now.
Yeah, it's gonna change everything.
And now the power is in the players' hands. This is why they were mad.
Captain Planet, man, the power is yours.
That's why they were mad at Bron, D. Wade, and Bosch.
Yeah,
they were hot with them boys. They weren't hot because of no decision.
Right.
They was hot with him because he could make a decision.
Yep.
That takes the power out of their hands. Now we're gonna tell y'all. They've been, y'all really realize the NBA and the NFL are starting to do it. Mm-hmm. Is really willing these owners to whatever they want them to do now.
Because it's one company.
Bring such and such over there. Like Bron just did it recently. I ain't gonna jump. Bron did it recently. I'm doing everything I can to play with my son. What you think?
Yeah,
he just told the GM,
I'm out of here,
I want y'all to do.
I'm out of here, Lakers. That's what he said. I'm out of here, Lakers.
Draft my son.
Yeah, Bronny, regardless of what Bronny do from now to the rest of high school and any college, he's gonna be a top 5 draft pick.
That's the ultimate flex nepotism. Because even if you got good,
that's the ultimate flex.
Come on, y'all know. Y'all know.
I like it, though.
I don't know which one worse. His or Dwayne Wade's.
But if I could do it, well, I don't know what y'all doing with whatever.
Oh, Dwayne is a part owner of the Utah Jazz.
Right. And his son played in G League.
No, he drafted them.
Everybody else do it. Look, these people that are this nationality, have been doing it for years in everything, in coaching, in business, in whatever. And what would you do? What would you do if I could do it? If I played for 20 years and I could still play it,
absolutely,
and I'm still the top player playing, and put him on the team right quick. That's the only reason Giannis' little brother playing with him.
Both of them.
What Charles Barkley said? Y'all saw what Charles Barkley said about? He said, man, he got the best job ever.
Mm-hmm. He said, you're always gonna have a job when your brother's a big dog.
Always gonna have a job.
He's always got a job when your brother's a big dog.
Yep.
Because I don't know.
Charles ain't lying.
I don't know what the boy's skills is.
I had no idea.
He's a hustler. He played a little defense, but I've seen people working. Man. Like I don't know what his skills is.
Hey,
But
what they say? What they say when it's what they say when it's the other one though? He got a high motor.
There you go.
Yeah.
He got great work ethic.
he got great work ethic. He's a great guy.
But I bet you
player.
Giannis had something to do with it.
Absolutely. No,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why he's still in Milwaukee.
Giannis says, sign my, and he probably got whatever he wanted. He probably got whatever kind of. I would look up to see what kind of contract that boy got.
Mid-level exemption.
Oh, I promise you.
That boy probably got. Yep.
That boy probably got mid-level.
He supposed to be in the G League.
Making a good living though.
I don't even know he's supposed to be in the G League.
Yeah, I think he might as well be overseas.
Like they got rid of Brogdon.
Will be overseas.
They got rid of Brogdon and brought them in.
Kept his
Yeah,
brother.
he supposed to be overseas.
Come on, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro.
Giannis
both of them
do.
now?
Them people got a world championship, bro.
Two of them, because the other one was the
Them people
Lakers.
got-
The
them
one with
people
the
got-
Lakers, he got a championship ring.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
And then other one got to work. All of them got
Both of
championships.
them got. All of them got championship rings. All three of them got championship rings.
Yeah.
What a family.
So basically, LeBron ain't gonna be a lottery pick.
Oh, he's definitely gonna be a lottery pick.
If you want Bron, you see, you actually drafting Bron. You're not drafting Bronny. Mm-hmm. You drafting Bron
For that 1 year.
for that 1 year.
Even for that
You
1
drafting
year,
Bron.
That 1 year.
Even let's say for that 1 year, LeBron's probably still gonna be top 10 player.
Yeah.
More than likely.
If I'm Cleveland, I do whatever I can to get Brian back and get Bronny.
Bring him in with them young bucks that they got right
if
now.
I'm Cleveland, I do whatever it takes
How-
to get
And if Bron said he gonna do whatever it takes and he takes like the minimum,
and then I sell Brian.
How you gonna get?
I
But
sell Brian a part of
That
the
boy
team.
got a 2 year, $3 million contract. That's all I'm saying.
what if Cleveland not in the lottery? What if they not? How you gonna get them?
Yeah, whatever.
you
Whatever.
draft him. You can draft him whatever you want. You can draft whoever you want, wherever you want. You ain't got to
Because
draft him.
it's the NBA. It's cash considerations for trades.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, you can trade for him. Oh,
No, you could trade for cash in the NBA.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could trade money in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. That's the only league you could trade money in.
Right.
Didn't they trade a coach one time too?
Yeah, you trade
That's
coach.
funny.
They was talking about that with the Saints. Like they was gonna try to trade Sean Payton to the Dallas Cowboys if he tried to coach in the next 2 years.
Can you imagine being on that team though with LeBron and his son?
Bruh.
You ain't getting the ball.
Nah, it's
No,
over.
you're not.
It's over. bro.
You're not.
Just wait a year. Just wait a year.
just wait.
Well, I don't know, boy. Assists might be the all-time high. Boy, watch Bronny play, bro. Bronny got a nice game, bro.
He ain't bad. I'm just saying. Like,
Bronny got a nice balance game. He don't shoot too much.
But is he a lottery pick, though?
No,
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
He got another year, right?
He's a
He got another-
sophomore or
he's a
junior?
junior.
He's a
so you
junior.
got another year in high
He
school.
got
he got
another
another
year.
year in high
Well, see,
school.
he got another boy on his team right now that's playing with him. That's going to be like a the one to talk about.
He the one.
Mikey, not
Yeah.
Mike. Mikey ain't on
No,
that team,
no,
man.
I can't think of the
The
other boy
dude
name.
with Drake, right?
The light
Drake
skin.
mama, right?
Yeah, him.
Drake.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
So,
Drake,
but what I noticed,
Drake,
what I noticed with them too is that they he said, yeah. But what I noticed about them too is that
Drizzy, man.
shout out to Drizzy for real. But what they do is they highlight the ones that's the seniors. You know what I'm saying? So next year they're gonna be all Bronny.
It's gonna be all
They're
Brian.
gonna be all Bronny. Bronny gonna shoot whenever he want to, do whatever he want to do, and it's gonna be all Bronny. That's gonna be the year to do it.
The thing I like about Bronny though, like you know how much pressure and stuff is on him. Man, watching his highlights, man, it like he don't let none of that stuff affect him.
No, he don't.
I hope he get a growth spurt.
That's just,
Yeah.
what,
I hope he get a growth spurt.
have you seen him? Have you seen him stand next to Daddy before?
He about 6'4".
Him and his brother.
Yeah, he about 6'4".
Yeah,
The little brother kind of big. Say, bro.
yeah.
Little brother could go too.
Yeah, he got a nice
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a nice game.
go.
He got a nice game.
Really?
He
man, y'all
not gonna be as athletic.
No,
Right.
That's why y'all got to come to summer league, bro. Because you know at the end of summer league, it's the AAU tournament. It's the national AAU tournament.
all
That
them be out
same
there.
weekend. That's why all of them people be there.
Man, come on, we're gonna do it. I'm with it.
Summer league, dog.
Some league, let's go.
We
Hey,
going to a golf tournament.
no,
We going to
yeah, all that, man. Let's go, man. Let's go for it, man.
Going to the box.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot to talk about season 2 when we come back. I don't want to jump. I know we got to get some NBA talk, but before I leave the NFL, I wanted to say something. Shout out to Brian Flores in landing that job with the Steelers. Ain't it ironic that it's the Roonies? You know what I'm saying?
Rooney
It's the
Rule.
Roonies, right?
The Rooney Rule.
But shout out to him because I didn't think he was gonna coach. I thought it was gonna be a problem, but it's good. I think it kind of shows me we may be in somewhat of a different.
What y'all think about that?
What
do you think really happened?
The job.
The job was created.
I think the job was created, and I think that I'm gonna tell you what I think. I think because it's the Roonies and because of Mike Tomlin. When I saw the title of the job, I was like, "What in the world is this?" Right? But I do think it keeps him in the systems. I do think it keeps him in the coaching ranks, so that can't nobody lock him out. And then whatever happens after that, he still has this job, whether it's created, whether it's fabricated or whatever. He's still in the ranks of NFL coaching. You know what I'm saying?
What do y'all think about the fact that he didn't sign the NDA, so he forfeited like his salary for the Miami Dolphins, so he couldn't. They couldn't say nothing about it.
He had to. I heard him talk about it. He's gonna have to, because if he's suing, what he stands to get from this suit is way more than what that would have been. But if he signs this, then it kind of goes against his case.
Mm-hmm. So
even though he has a right to do it,
yeah,
and even though it's legally under his contract. They in court they still would have brought that up and be like, but he still signed that. We gave him this much money, so now they'll throw that around. Whatever the rest of his contract was, they would throw that number around, and it would mess up probably what they're asking for.
What was crazy was like, so when he said that he didn't sign the NDA and everything like that, Miami Dolphins put out a press release saying that we never offered him one, and his lawyer clapped back with a picture of the NDA that they tried to get him to sign. I'm like, yo, hey,
gangster,
hey,
they want it all. They want all the smoke.
So
I love it, bro. Don't forget all this trying to be politically correct and
right.
Let's put it on the table. I'm gonna take pictures. Look, we didn't do what? Let's talk about this. So let's not be cordial.
Right.
Y'all want to say that? We're gonna say this.
Right.
I love it. I love it.
I mean, while I still don't think he's gonna win his lawsuit. I think it's already been effective.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, immediately after they hired, Lovie Smith.
Absolutely.
Which I forgot his name already, but they hired this guy with the Miami Dolphins.
Who said I don't identify.
So he said he legitimately has a father who is black. Mm-hmm. But if you would have just looked at him, you wouldn't. The last thing you've been thinking this is a black man. Right.
Then he said, I identify as human.
Right. He's never identified himself as so.
I'm glad he didn't say alien. I'm glad he didn't say identify as alien.
I can see that. I can see that going across the league real quick too. They just gonna be fine. Oh, you got a black mama.
Yeah, no.
I like what the Steelers did, man. I appreciate Mike Tomlin, man, for everything he's my favorite coach.
That's
in the
what
NFL.
I thought about.
Oh yeah, he a G, man. He a G.
He a real stand up dude, man. And this to put a button on the Flores topic for me. That's all I wanted to see if he really wanted to coach. That's all I've been saying.
Yep.
If he wanted to coach, I'm with him. I'm with him to the end. And he wanted to coach, so let's ride.
Right.
We ride, man. Get everything you supposed to get and coach ball. That's all that matter, man. That man get to do what he wanted to do and coach ball. Because it don't matter if you're coaching in park ball or if you're coaching in the NFL.
Like that's a bust down when you go from a winning head coach back-to-back seasons to a not even position coach like you, a position analyst.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Like,
shout out to Brian.
That's
man.
a buzz down.
Get your money, man.
And so when you, like you said, like
that's gonna have his case.
You really want to coach.
He want to coach.
Like he wasn't lying in the interview. He said, "I was born to coach."
I heard him say, and he said this when he first came out, the first interview on ESPN. We don't know these guys personally. We just kind of know them from what we know. So when I first had the interview, I heard him talking. I was like, okay, I love the game. Yeah, okay, everybody loves the game. I said, the game has done so much for me. Mm-hmm. But that consistent conversation, I heard him on IAA, on I Am Athlete the other day, he was talking. And one of the dudes said, man, listen, I know they wanted you to tank or whatever, but that cost you Joe Burrow. Mm-hmm. They said that cost you, you know what I'm saying, you could have got Joe Burrow. He said, he's a Miami, he's the dude, I forgot the dude's name, but he covers Miami football. Okay. He's a journalist. And he said, it's been in the work for years. Like, we knew that this was coming. It was going to have to be a tank season because it's just what they do but he was like, no, I'm not trying to lose. He said, the game has done too much for me. Mm-hmm. And he kept on saying that. He was like, no, and the dude said, I think you might have made a mistake because you could have got Joe Burrow, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And which eventually would have been, maybe you got Jamal, you know what I'm saying? If it was coming, right?
You'd have been the Bengals.
Right. So, you know what I'm saying? In our head, I don't care about tanking. I don't care about that at all. You know what I'm saying? But he made a statement again. He said, listen, maybe the game hasn't done as much for you as it done for me. Mm-hmm. He said, but the game has done so much for me that I just didn't want to disrespect it. You know what I'm saying? So,
and it tracks because like the owner was trying to get him to meet Tom Brady on a yacht a couple times. Mm-hmm. Tried to set it up a couple times, and once Brian Flores saw what it was, he know that's tampering rules.
Right.
Like I was like, at first I was like, man, this dude, like, too good to be true. But like everything that I've seen, like he seems to be like, no, he gonna walk the line. Like whatever the rules are, he gonna walk the line. Like,
But he did come with the Patriots, though.
Exactly.
I got one more.
So that's what makes it.
There's only one more.
So that's
test for
what
me.
makes it interesting.
There's only one more test for me. There's only one more test.
I'm gonna remember what I got.
I got one more test for me, and this could be an amazing story. All I'm saying is, follow it through. Sue him.
Oh yeah, he can't settle now.
You cannot do
can't
not
settle now.
He good for the
I
right
don't care.
amount.
No,
Your
see,
money, dog.
hold on. So what we doing? What we doing? Come on, y'all. Come on. Them boys say 50 M's. What's up?
50 years. Exactly what I
got
would
his
do.
Evergreen shirt, dog.
What we doing, y'all?
He got his Evergreen shirt,
I'll
dog.
be like, hey, you got to do that.
I would do that.
But
He got to follow through that.
He's still a coach. I feel that. But hey, I also, something you just said though, I don't mind the Ross keeping his franchise now. If he went that far, if the Ross went that far with the Miami Dolphins to where he was trying to get Tom Brady, and then he was trying to tank and maybe get Joe Burrow, man, let that man keep his organization also, man. Like at the end of the day, it got to be like we can't say we want to support winners, but people ain't doing everything they can to win. So if tanking gets you winning, it's proven. Tanking gets you winning.
Because what does being mid level in the whole?
It gets you the New Orleans Pelicans.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It gets you nothing.
Exactly. Now I do like to point out the issue of you bringing in black coaches for your tanking, right?
Yeah, I don't like that.
I do like addressing that issue.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But it's an easy way to address that issue. It's a very, very easy way to address that issue because okay, we're not supposed to tank, so that's against the rules, right? So if we talking like that, then the rules. But if we all know it goes on, all right. If that happens, the idea is you need to have a contract longer for the next 5.
Well, I need guarantees if I'm gonna be tanking,
and guarantees for the next 6 years, 6 seasons that you can't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't fire me. If you fire me, you got to pay me my whole contract. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's an easy remedy, though. That's an easy remedy.
That's an easy remedy for those that want to do that.
No, easy remedy for the NFL.
Absolutely.
So they have a thing where all African American people, when they move up to a position, that organization gets 2 second-round picks, right?
If somebody out of your organization gets hired,
you get the 2 second-round picks.
Your organization gets the 2 third-round,
two second or third, whatever it is, right? So this is what you do. All you do is say, hey, if you want to tank or if you want to hire a black head coach for that reason,
right.
You know what I'm saying? We can't say the reason.
Right.
If you keep them past 4 years, on that 3rd year, that going into that 4th year, you get that coach. You keep that coach. You get 2 extra first-round picks.
See, they ain't trying to hear that though.
You could end all of this firing black people.
Everything could be changed.
Everything could be changed. So instead of 32 first-round picks, it could be up to 40 first-round picks like baseball have.
Yeah.
Baseball have way more first-round picks than they have teams.
Right.
So you would get 2 extra. So if you're the New Orleans Saints, you'll get the 33rd and 34th pick in the first round.
Makes sense.
Hey, bro, you know how many teams
See what I'm saying? That'll keep you.
Yeah,
I behind them black
I
coaches.
see what you're
boy.
saying.
What?
It's just like
You got to switch it up though on them.
we got to go to
like buzzer rule.
we got to go to these links for you just have a conversation with these people.
Because we there.
I agree.
I
agree. I agree with you 100%.
I hate that we there. But we there.
We there.
Like,
Hey, bro.
like,
They'll be keeping them though.
like, you gonna get 2 third-round picks just to have a conversation and hire a well-qualified person.
But you know we're gonna be.
job.
But you know what? When kickoff
and that's
season
what we
starts,
at.
when kickoff starts, the first game, and we watching these games all through the week, you know who's gonna be satisfied? All the people that say where the black coaches at, because they're gonna be right there in front of the camera.
And then what
And
that
they gonna
was
be right
Flores
there.
second year in Miami. Then he would have next year, right? And then if they keep him through next year, he's already a winning coach.
Right.
Then you give him 2 extra first round picks the next year going into his 4th year. He's definitely going deep in the playoffs.
Yeah, you set them up.
Right. And the issue is, it would not have been a conversation. The issue is they fired this man on a winning season.
Firing him on the winning season.
That's
Back to back.
Right.
when you haven't had one winning season in 15 seasons.
And the
With a
quarterback
hurt
that you
quarterback.
drafted.
Hurt quarterback.
Quarterback you drafted.
Basically.
Hurt quarterback.
With a hurt quarterback.
So you know that's the conversation. But he's got to follow through.
We can fix it, man. Call us at Evergreen.
We can fix it.
Email
We
us.
can fix it.
We
We can
got
fix it
it
right quick, man. We can fix it right quick. So we'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna jump through. We're gonna speed through these real quick. The NBA top 75. Y'all saw that the All Star. Did y'all watch any of the All Star game?
I watched the top 75.
I didn't watch
top
not
75?
I watched
one.
the top 75, and I just happened to be watching when Steph went off.
I didn't see not one
That's
dribble.
all I saw.
Steph, I watched it
I don't like
because there
anything.
wasn't nothing else on. I was just sitting on the sofa. Well, then that's going on Sunday evening. It was just like, what? Let's do. And I watched it, and I do like the new rules. I do like the new setup for the charities and everything. It does make it a little bit more competitive. Steph Curry went ballistic.
Yeah, he went bananas.
And it was a little there was some these guys weren't friends this year. Like they were cordial, but there's a little energy there because he come down and hit a three, then Trey come down and try to hit a three. Devin Booker come down and try to hit a three. But he was just doing like I saw him try to block his shots and everything, which they normally don't do that.
Right.
In the All-Star game.
It was like
He was hitting, bro.
like to
It's
watch.
ridiculous.
Like
It was crazy. I think he can do it in the game.
So he in playoff form.
He,
He in playoff form, man.
they the team to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually don't watch the NBA till after All Star. I watch a little early and then watch All Star.
They are the team to watch. Splash Brothers is back.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Ain't back. Clay got a little bit more, but I'm telling you,
Right.
they the team to watch, boy. And they just signed old boy.
And when Draymond get off an injury.
They signed Jordan Poole to multiple years, so he gonna be there.
He nice.
Right.
He nice too.
It's thanks. So a couple snubs, I think. Vince Carter was a snub top 75.
Yep.
Y'all agree?
Yeah.
I agree.
Dwight Howard, snub top
Yep.
75.
Tracy McGrady.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of some other ones.
You said
Tracy McGrady.
Tracy McGrady, yeah. AI, you saw AI pointed out.
Yeah, did.
AI pointed out and said
Mac
that
used to give people the business,
He-
bro.
Kobe Bryant said, and it's on record, that T-Mac was his hardest person he played against.
Dude had everything.
He did.
He had
Everything.
He had everything. It snows, bro.
What's the game?
And
when
I can
when
name
had-
some people
he had
that shouldn't have been in there with
10
him.
points in like, was the Rockets or
Yeah, the
something like that?
Rockets,
He scored like 10 points in a minute or something like that.
I remember that, boy. That highlight was amazing. I couldn't believe it. I'm trying to think of some more snubs.
was Penny on there?
Who was the number one player?
Yeah, Penny wouldn't have been. It's like Grant Hill. Like they wouldn't have been on that
Grant
because
Hill,
they didn't play long enough.
So on the top 75, did they do them in order?
They did.
They did 1 through
I think they
75.
Did they rank him?
No, ESPN ranked them after they named
okay,
them.
okay.
But they didn't.
Y'all saw how
Who was
just-
number one? Jordan?
Yeah, of
Brian?
course.
John was the last. John was the last one to come out.
It's
But think about it. But it was
it's
LeBron
and
then
Bron.
Jordan. So
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, it was Jordan and Brian.
John was the last one to come
If
out.
you look at the rankings,
And when ESPN ranked them,
Yeah,
it was
Jordan.
Jordan
Number
then
one.
LeBron.
yeah.
y'all saw how chummy they were. They was all chummy. They were talking about each other, and he talking about how great LeBron is.
Oh, he said it?
Yeah, he said, man, you just can't compare eras, man. He said you can't do it.
Mike might have been still been
Think it's
drunk
not
too.
fair.
Though.
Mike
Mike was
might have been. Mike was lit because Mike came in there hugging people. Mike,
Mary J. Blige.
Well, y'all know where he
Mary J.
was.
Blige on the booty, boy. I said, man.
Y'all know where Mike was? Huh?
Yeah, the Indy. At the Indy
Yeah,
500.
he
He caught that
500.
jet. He caught that jet.
And he caught the jet
He
over.
caught that jet over.
man.
No, that's why.
But they right there
gotta get
too.
to a
They
race.
right there
You gotta
Cleveland.
get to a
They right there
race,
Cleveland,
man.
Indy. So
Yeah.
hey, whenever y'all want to go, I'm ready.
Whatever
I'm ready, bro.
whatever Mike was drinking in the documentary, man, he probably had
Hey, bro,
a couple
Mike-
glasses on the way.
Mike just was so happy. Mike was hugging people. You saw Mike hug Luka from behind.
Mike was hugging everybody, dog.
Mike was.
Who is this man?
He was challenging Magic Johnson to a basketball.
Oh, he was
game.
serious.
Oh, I know he was serious.
He
saw
was
his face.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Carl
He was
Anderson
dead up.
Town said he told him, F you. 'Cause I saw what you did to my team the other day. He dropped like 39 or something on the other day.
So yeah, man, Mike was real chummy.
But
it was kind of seeing Ray Allen come out and shake LeBron's hand and walk right past Paul Pierce and
Right.
KG.
Like,
That was it. But then they end up taking a picture
taking a
later.
picture together. Right. That's photo op stuff.
Rodman had me laughing.
Oh, Rob, you saw Robin took his jacket off and threw it off for the picture?
Just threw it off. Yes.
Yeah, they would take. It was Steph, Carmelo, LeBron, Wade, and somebody else, and they was all taking a picture. And I don't even know if Robin was supposed to be in the picture. I think he just walked
He wasn't
by.
even. He wasn't at all.
But they were like, he there was like, yeah, come on, get in. He didn't took his jacket
Took
off.
the jacket off and threw it.
He already got a hoodie on under
Right.
the jacket.
Got a hoodie,
He
a
took
designer
and
hoodie.
then threw that mug on the floor and do like this.
Shout out to that boy, man.
Robin.
I said, Robin play by his own music, bro.
That boy be living, man.
Yeah, it's his
I don't
story.
know if he ever wrote a book, but he or audio book or whatever, man.
Now we saw a lot about his story on Jordan thing, but his story, if they ever do a story about him, bro, it'll be
I've seen.
must-see TV.
I know they have a couple of movies, but I don't know if any of them was done like by him.
By him, right.
I think people have taken the story and did it, but I don't know if any of them did it by him.
Who y'all would have took off if T Magnum got snubbed?
James Harden could go. I ain't gonna lie, James Harden could go.
Yeah, it's true.
There's a couple people that don't, to me, okay, and I like them. James Harden go. I don't think Dame top 75.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I don't think Dame top 75. Dame has not had a scoring title.
But they did guards, they did forwards, and then they did centers. They didn't have, so it wasn't point guards, shooting guards. It was just guards. So,
Did they have a certain amount of them for each section? So I want to know how that go too. Somebody
I
asked.
guess they had 25 in each.
I guess.
I think 25 each.
I think AI was saying, man, who voting on this? Like, we want to know who voting on this, who picking
Yeah,
this.
for real. The players should be the ones voted.
Well, that's
The
what I'm
former
saying.
players.
That's what I'm saying because once again, I love Dame. Dame is a hooper.
All right.
But if what are we going by? Because if we're going by all-stars, if we're going by playoff appearances, if we're going by just strictly numbers, he doesn't have any of those stats. We like him, but he don't have any of those things that set him out.
I think they tried to even it out too for.
Dame is top 75, right? He was on the list, right?
Yeah, Dame was on. Well, okay, Snow was Morning on there? Alonzo?
Nope. I don't think Alonzo's on there. Nope. Alonzo's not on there. Was Dominique on there?
Yeah,
Dominique
Neek was on there. Neek was on there.
Yeah, man.
Neek was on
You
there.
need too much to Atlanta not be.
Yeah.
It's just, but see, the stuff like that too.
Yeah.
It's things that are people that were staples on their team.
I think they tried to even it out for every team across the league to at least have one on.
Dame the best player to play. Dame the best Portland player ever.
No.
Yeah, Clyde Drexler on it.
Yeah.
I think better than
Yeah,
Clyde.
they had Clyde. But they had,
No,
I
they had,
don't know,
no,
bro.
they had old
I don't know
boy,
if
man.
Dame better than Clyde.
Bill, Big Bill, man, Bill Walton.
Yeah.
Clay Thompson top 75.
I'm not about,
that's why I have a
I'm not-
problem.
I'm
That's what I have a
I'm not
problem
going to start
with.
this with
That-
you.
No, but
I'm not doing it, and you're doing it on purpose because you're trying to.
Clay Thompson,
Yeah, you are. You're trying to do clickbait. And I'm not about to get in a conversation.
All I'm gonna say is this. I'm not even gonna go. All I'm saying is this. In the season that Steph was number one with 3-pointers that year, right? He was number 2. Hold on. No. He on the same team.
Yeah.
You're not about to get no shots like that. You're not about to be name another team that had the number 1 and number 2 3-point shooters for a whole season, 2 seasons in a row. Name another team. I'm just saying, name another team. All right, top 3-point shooters. Top 3-point shooters in the league that we've seen over the years. Right? And they the top, they got all the top threes. They couldn't have another person on the team shooting that many threes.
Shout out to Mark Jackson, man.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying.
called
Hey,
it.
Hold up. If we putting Dame in there, Klay Thompson is a 3-time champion, ain't he?
Yeah.
What we talking about?
If you put Dame in there, you do got to.
He all defense. First team all defense.
Yeah.
Dame ain't on first team. None of them songs. None of them things. That's all I'm saying. If you putting Dame in and you putting James Harden in, then you got to talk about Klay Thompson. I'm not talking about man for man game because I know who all the dribble, all that. I'm not talking about that. But if we're talking about accolades and skill, because the boys all first team defense on several years, right? Mm-hmm. He in there. If you put Dame in, you got to put him in there.
His credentials is better than Dame's.
James Harden.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. My thing with the top
He's just not
75
the number 1 on
is,
his team.
What are we ranking though? Like what is the criteria?
Okay, so that's the conversation.
I think a lot of it has to do with individual accolades. Like James Harden was MVP of the league. Russell Westbrook was MVP of the league.
But he wasn't on there. Russell is on there.
He didn't show up because he probably was going to get booed. Scottie Pippen also didn't show up because that would have been interesting. Him and Jordan in the same room after he been talking all his
Scottie Pippen, bro. Scottie Pippen made me think about them pictures they took the people that wasn't there, and they was looking like they looking in the crowd,
waving in the crowd.
That joke was hilarious.
Tim Duncan had him waving to nobody.
I think the top 75 in all of these rankings that we doing should be only for retired players. It should be only for retired players because we talking about a moving. It's constantly moving.
You know who they need?
Like
you know how they need to do
moving.
it? They need to do it like Madden used to do, the all-decade team.
Yep.
Like Madden used to have the all-decade team.
Mm-hmm.
You go from 90 to 2000. You from 80 to 89. Like that's true. Like you need to do it by all-decade. Like you can't. You can't, bro. They got too many good hoopers, though. Like, you realize how many people pick up basketball and just did like magical stuff with it. Like,
So it was the top 50 before, right?
It was top 50.
So did anybody from the top 50 get put out?
No, I think they kept the top 50.
Hey,
and they added 25 more.
It got to be
So
only for retired players, bro.
So you're picking 25 people from 2000.
No, come on, we here now. Come on, Doug.
That's what I'm saying. It's too much.
Say it, bro.
I would say if you're going to put Clay on there, what about Kyrie?
I thought me too. Kyrie is a one-time champion. Mm-hmm. Got arguably one of the biggest shots in NBA Finals history. Mm-hmm. Right? We don't know a person to this day that can guard Kyrie.
No, not man to man.
Man, they couldn't put Kyrie on there anyway because of what's going on right now.
But that's
it's too political.
But okay, we because of that, cool. But if we talking in skills,
he got to be on there.
He got to be on there.
That's what I'm saying. They ain't telling us what's going on. They ain't telling us the criteria.
He dropped 42, and LeBron dropped 42 in the game in the finals.
Yeah.
So you
Come on, man.
So you got James Harden MVP of the league, Russell Westbrook MVP of the league, 2 times, right?
Russell
won, right?
Yeah.
Russell won. James 2.
James 2.
I think James got 2.
So
one of them got 2.
So James 2. You ain't moving James over there with two league MVPs. James off of that,
okay, keep him.
You get one MVP. That's
Luka.
Too early, man.
But he on there, ain't
He
he?
gonna be the top 100.
Wait, Luka top 75?
Luka top 5, boy.
He was, huh?
But Luka on the list, boy. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. What's the criteria,
that's
man?
too early.
What's the criteria?
Hey, he was out there.
You sure?
Hold on,
I don't think he was out there.
No, sure.
I know Dirk was out there.
You better be.
Hold on.
I know Dirk was out there. I don't think Luka was out there.
That man changed the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Stretch 4.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me
Okay, Chris Bosh was.
Yeah.
What now? That to me, it was a legitimate snub.
Yeah.
For forward.
And they can't say he didn't have a long career. What he did in Toronto.
Exactly.
Championship in Miami.
Him and Vince was in Toronto. Other than that, that's some of the main ones that I thought was snubbed out.
Yeah. I just want to know the criteria and who voting. That's the only 2 things I want to know. That's it. Once we find that out by the next time, by the top 100, we'll be all right.
Okay, so Gary Payton was in the top 50, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, Dame shouldn't have been on there. I'm looking at this list. He should have been on there before Kyrie. Nope.
Gary Payton on there? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that was top 50.
Well,
You're right, though.
yeah,
Decade-
Chris
decade
Bosh.
team.
Yeah, they
Gotta
need to do
be
decade
decade
team. You got to do decade team. Chris Bosh.
The players,
Vince.
the players that's on there that's still playing is Dame, LeBron, of course, Carmelo. Let's see, I'm trying to go up the list.
Say, bro, you realize LeBron will be a 3-time All-Decade team? You realize that?
Yes, he would.
Like, he would be a 3-time All-Decade team.
Dame, LeBron, Carmelo, KD.
What's crazy is so with Tom Brady if we was still doing that on decade team.
KD, James Harden, Kawhi.
That's crazy how James Harden.
Here's another one that may not need to be on there, but I'm gonna skip him for a second. Steph. That's the ones that still playing. Come on, and
We need to edit it just like that.
Giannis,
There's another one that might not need to be on there.
AD
Steph.
don't need to be on there.
You said Giannis don't?
No, Giannis should be on there. AD should.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I don't think me either.
But y'all said they was putting it for every team, so they probably counting AD as part of the
As a
Pelicans.
Pelican.
Yeah. So they appeasing fan base.
Yeah, see, like AD should Chris Bosh should be in AD spot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Easy.
Absolutely.
Easy.
Chris Bosh was killing in Toronto.
Yes. Yes.
And he only wasn't killing in Miami because he had to play behind LeBron and D Wade.
But he played his position.
But he played his position and got 2 championships.
Got 2 championships.
So I feel some kind of way about that.
Yep.
What y'all think they gonna do with Zion, man? What's going on?
Gone.
He gone? You think he gone?
Gone.
They gonna trade him?
Gone.
Trade him all season?
Gone. I got the season ticket thing the other day.
Just no
Zion's
conversation.
name was not on there.
You just
They
said
listed all the other
They give you a
players.
discount. They give you a discount.
You just said that players
They give you a discount.
Prices came down a little bit. Prices came down a little bit too. I ain't gonna lie.
Price came down.
Oh
huh?
yeah. Prices down.
Yeah, I think he's nervous about him because I don't know how his health gonna be.
But they ain't even put the man's name on there. They put the other players on there.
Sheesh.
CJ.
CJ McCollum said he ain't even holler at him.
Right.
They said since that came out, he has talked to him.
What y'all want for Zion? What y'all want? Who y'all want? Who y'all want to play? Who y'all
Man,
want?
get what you could get.
Who you want with? Who you going to get?
Man,
I want everything.
I wanted to trade him for the trade deadline, man. Y'all knew me. I wanted Ben Simmons, man.
Oh,
but,
man.
Any on the verge All-Star in the first round pick, man. Just get rid of him, bro.
Right,
You got because he gonna always be damaged goods till he lose weight.
Yeah, and he don't want to be in New Orleans.
He never wanted to be in New Orleans.
That boy need to go somewhere where they got bad food at. He need to go to a city where the food ain't good.
He's still gonna eat.
Shit, he's still gonna eat. His mama cook for him.
He's still gonna eat.
He's still gonna eat.
He's still gonna eat. Hey man, Zion leaked a lot of information before the draft, and he said the media outlet said he did not want to come to New Orleans. He wanted to go to New York.
Yeah, he wasn't excited when the lottery got one.
So New Orleans should have took heed to that.
Yep.
And not drafted the man.
You should have drafted Ja Morant.
Should have drafted Ja Morant or RJ Barrett.
First three was who that year?
Ja Morant, Zion, RJ Barrett, and Ja Morant.
So you should have just set up the trade with New York. Could have got another shooter.
You think New York would be better with him instead of RJ? Right now,
they'll try to make him as good as they can.
Yeah,
they wasn't gonna pick him because they got Julius over there.
But they got the wrong coach for if he go over there.
Yeah,
they wouldn't have kept what's your boy name? That was with the Pelicans before.
Randall.
That's
Julius Randle.
That's why I didn't like the Zion pick because the Pelicans could have kept Julius Randle.
Right.
Remember they let Julius Randle walk and he turned into an All-Star.
Right.
So you could have kept. They play the same position.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Why are you letting one go to draft another one? That made no sense. You're supposed to pair Julius Randle with a shooter.
David Griffin, man. David Griffin.
And that's what I've been saying, man.
All them boys on Lakers too. Julius Randle, Ingram.
That was the AD. You know.
Yeah, that was
trade,
the whole AD trade. Yeah, the trifecta trade.
Bro, they had they don't have time. They had the pictures ready for what they need to do. They put CJ McCullough's head on Josh Hart body on one of the pictures.
Oh, it is.
Hey, Josh Hart, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. Everything you did for the city of New Orleans, man.
Absolutely.
You're a stand-up guy, bro.
Yep.
Much love, man.
He good dude, man.
Keep going.
Yeah, man.
Where he went?
Yeah, Portland. Huh?
Portland.
He gonna be one of the players gonna move around like that. He can move around for his old league. He don't need to buy a house nowhere.
Nope. Rent.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
All
And
condos.
he gonna play about 15 years.
He is. He gonna make a
15
bag.
years.
Yep. He gonna be one of them players, bro.
And he gonna be a coach, man. Hope he just don't turn out like Jawan.
Yeah. Yo, this has been dope, man. Evergreen, this has been dope, man. It's been a dope pod, episode 30.
30.
Sir.
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all boys, man, for having me.
Yeah, big news, man. Big news. Yeah, man, we glad you came on, Will. Man, we got man. Will's our final piece, man.
Right.
When our powers combine, right? But we got good news, man. This is going to be the last episode of season 1. We're gonna break it down in seasons, man, because we're gonna take an off season and reload, man, and re-merch up and do all the stuff we want to do. But season 2 is gonna be popping. I can't tell y'all when we're gonna start back yet. We're gonna have some release dates and all that good stuff, man. But this is season 1. It's 30 episodes, man. It's a pretty good season.
Yeah.
It's a catalog.
30 episodes, bro.
It's a catalog.
It is.
It's a pretty good season, man. So this and then A-Jam, and then we'll start season 2, man. We'll come back wilding as always. You know what I'm saying? Doing our thing, talking about what we got to talk about.
Them sponsorships too.
The sponsors,
heard they
sponsorships, and we're gonna try to do a little something in the room, man. Just see what we can do, the little aesthetics, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
See how we doing, man. But season 2 is coming real soon, man. But y'all stay tuned, man, because we're gonna be doing all kind of different short segments and different things. We still gonna keep it evergreen, man. But the pod gonna come back season 2, man, and we're gonna have some release dates for y'all. So I appreciate y'all guys, man. We did good, man.
We did good, man.
You know what I'm saying? And I wish I could record some of these conversations we have off the mic too, but the Evergreen off the mic be live.
Can't do that.
We'll be a bunch of clickbait, bro. Clickbait.
We got businesses to
We got
protect.
business. We got business and reputations.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Nah, but this has been the Evergreen Pod, man. Of course, y'all know where y'all find us at, and we'll be back for season 2 real soon. How did y'all appreciate it?
Appreciate it.
Peace.
Been the Evergreen Pod. We appreciate y'all watching and subscribing. Make sure y'all watch us on YouTube. Doug, tell them what's up.
Follow us on Instagram at evergreen_pod. Follow us on TikTok, evergreen_pod, and also our YouTube channel, the Evergreen Pod. Like, subscribe, and share.
It's free to follow. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Google Podcasts.
We'd like to shout out our producer Swag. We'd like to shout out our producer Jam. And EJ on the music, man. Appreciate y'all boys making us look good, making us sound good every week.
This is Evergreen Pod. We love y'all.